Morning YouTube. So today what we're going to do is we're going to finish up the feet. We're going to sand them down. We're going to put on Danish oil for the entire feet. We're also going to make sure their inserts are screwed in as well. And once all that's done, we're also going to put the clear glides on the bottom. So with that said, let's get to work. Now that I've sanded down all of the feet and I've threaded in their inserts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the entire piece with Danish oil. I think Danish oil really brings out the color in walnut. It's just a personal opinion. You can use polyurethane or any other type of clear-based finish for walnut. The one thing I wouldn't do to walnut is I wouldn't stain it too dark. The wood itself will change color over time and it will get dark. So I would rather just let the wood do its natural thing. So with that said, let's start wiping on some finish. Now we're going to let those dry. So while those are drying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting the threads for the feet. And what I'm going to do is this trick I learned from an old pal of mine, where you take two nuts and you want to put it about a blade width apart, right at the section you want to cut off on your piece. And right now I'm actually going to set it about 1 inch from the end here. And then I'm going to grab my metal cutting bandsaw, my DeWalt hacksaw, and I'm going to cut it into their segments. So let's set this. So what this helps is after I've cut it, the metal that's left over normally gets stuck in the threads and you have to grind it back. But what's nice is I'm going to actually use the nuts that are on it to flare out that extra material, and then I'll take a file and clean it up. So with that said, let's clamp it in. And I'm going to use these pieces of pine I've been hanging around to help me out here, so I don't damage my jaws and my vise. So that didn't work, so what I did is I used 2 additional nuts to lock the nuts together as I'm cutting so it doesn't move as I'm using the hacksaw. So let's see if that works. So I got my piece now, and I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pine to grab the threads. I want to back this piece off. Now I'm going to take a file and I'm going to polish off all the burrs on this thread. So that threaded on real nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glide in the center. Go get my hammer and tap that in. There we go, we got 1 foot done. 3 more to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the entire dresser in the room. and see how it fits. Let's get to it. So I found the mathematical halfway distance between the bottom of the top and the bottom piece, and I think it's funny, I don't think I have enough clamps to clamp this down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start screwing the front piece, and then I'm going to turn my level towards the back of the shelf to make sure that it's level as I'm screwing it. So I'm just going to mount the front two screws, and then I'm going to readjust the back half to make it perfectly level. And there we go. So now we got to work on the back part and the center shelves, and maybe some smaller parts, specifically down on the bottom here, making more support, and other ideas for stiffening up the bookcase.